Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Nafsi Yoga and Monday leg works. So everything today is about the leg. Both legs, actually, lengthening, strengthening, and toning the legs. And we're going to start off in hero's pose. Now, with hero's pose, knees can be slightly apart or together, and you sit on your heels. Now, if you've got really tight knees or you really can't come down all the way to sit comfortably on your heels, blocks. Doesn't matter how many blocks. I'm actually going to use 3 blocks. Probably only need 2. Yeah, I'll go for 2. 2 works. And it's still a little tight around my knees. So, and if you don't have blocks, phone books, large dictionaries, anything like that will work to sit down on, and it'll raise your hips a little higher. It should make it a little more comfortable. As always, this isn't supposed to be painful. Now, if you can sit comfortably on your heels, fantastic. Hang out right there. Keep your torso nice and tall. As a matter of fact, you can roll your shoulders up, back, and down, wherever posture you're in. And keep the torso tall, the core is in, chest is soft. It's much like standing in Tadasana. All right, from hero's pose, let's get into the breath, our Ujjayi pranayama breath. So it's deep into and out of the nose. So you take your nice deep inhalations, fill up the chest, and as you exhale, bring the diaphragm up and in, and push out just a little more air than what you would normally do. A few breaths as we settle down into our yoga practice, trying to ignore everything that happened during the day, be it good or bad, but it's Monday, so we know. A scan of the body as well. Head, the shoulders, mid back, core. Now your knees may feel a little bit of the strain, maybe your ankles. Give me 2 more breaths here. As you try to settle down just a little deeper with every breath, with every exhale. Okay, last breath in. And with your exhale, we're going to come forward to turbo dog. So if you're using blocks, keep them there. We'll come back to that in a minute. Turbo dog is our variation of downward facing dog. So you can come down to your forearms and then keep your head neutral. Come onto your toes and lift the hips up. And we're trying to elongate the legs. You might have a slight bend, but we're trying to lengthen them out here, bringing the heels to the mat. Now, mine are nowhere near the mat. Just work it where you can. Lots of pressure here on the forearms and elbows. Lengthen the legs, push back just a bit. Core is in. Give me 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And with your exhale, knees down and back into hero's pose or Virasana. That's why I said if you were using blocks, you may have just kept them where they're at, and we come back onto the blocks or onto your heels, and it should feel a little easier now, a little relief here in the knees, not as tight as before. Remember, keep a nice tall torso. I don't want you to lean forward with this one, or a small back bend is fine, but let's just keep it neutral for 2 more breaths right here. Nice. 1 more breath in. And from here, an easy twist to the right. So with everything from the waist down remaining the same, we take the torso to the right. You may not get a really deep twist from this posture, but go where you can. As you can see, my hands relocate here. And give me a nice deep twist over to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Awesome. One breath in. And with your exhale, come back to center and we twist to the left. So the same level of tightness, whether you're on a block or you're managing to sit on your heels. Keep the torso tall. Look around your left shoulder. The neck, the head is last to move, okay? I don't want a lot of pressure here on the neck. One breath in. And with your exhale, come back to center. Ooh, nice. And from here, we did turbo dog. Now let's do downward facing dog. So I'm going to come onto all fours. I'll move the blocks to the side. If you're really flexible, you can keep the blocks there. But from all fours, come onto your toes and carefully lift your knees off the mat. Push your hips to the back. Extend the arms. Lift the hips. Heels come down. Okay. Hey, go ahead and walk it out here. Let's lift one heel, lower the other. And come onto your toes. Engaging all the muscles there of the legs, really working into the toes, and heels come down. Now, let's go through the numbers. Hands are about shoulders width apart. Fingers are spread, favor the pinky. Your head is in between your arms. Your head's relaxed, looking at your feet, knees or the wall behind you. Feet can be together. If they are apart, no wider than your hips. Now, for your hands should be shoulders width, but if you have tight shoulders, it's okay to take the hands a little wider if necessary. Feet, we try to keep no wider than your hips. And the heels, we're trying to bring down to the mat. You can walk the feet in a little bit. Maybe that'll get your heels closer. Or take your feet back a little bit. All right, looks good. Give me one more breath in. And with your exhale, come forward, knees down, child's pose. Your best posture of child's pose. Toes come together. Knees can come apart if necessary. Push your hips to your heels. Feel free to fold the arms and rest your head on your arms. Check your breath, nice and deep here. As you exhale, sink a little deeper into the posture. Looks good, folks. Those of you with knee stiffness before, hopefully hero's pose took some of it out. We can get a little deeper here. I am anyway. Last breath in. And with your next inhale, bring it up to all fours as we do our next downward facing dog. And with this one, we'll take a leg lift. So from downward dog, let's start with the left leg, bring it straight back and up. And you can actually do some work with this. You can bend the leg a little bit and work the hip. Some small circles with that leg. The leg can be straight, and just do a couple circles left and right. Or bend the leg a little bit. Sometimes that helps. And then switch legs. So with the leg nice and long, you can do small circles or bend the leg and really work that hip. Both inside to the out. And recover. Down. Let's go to child's pose yet again. Arms in your favorite posture here. Remember, you can always bring the arms to the sides of the body. That'll take all the pressure off of the shoulders. If your head doesn't come to the mat or to the floor, you can use a block or just keep your arms folded in front of you. That works great. All right, settle down, 3 breaths. Last breath in. With the next inhale, let's come to all fours. We'll do one more downward dog and walk to Tadasana. So come onto your toes, lift the hips up. Let's get into our best posture of downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Awesome. Last breath in. With your exhale, look forward, step or float your feet to your hands. Come up halfway. So your hands, of course, can brace on your legs. Try to lengthen your legs here. If you need to bend them a little bit, that's great. But try to lengthen them. Core is in, chest comes forward, shoulders are away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, slide the hands down the legs, reaching for the mat, top of the feet or the shins, and roll up slowly. So bend the knees, and as you roll up, you can even take your hands back to the top of the knees to help you come all the way up to standing. Once you're there, small back bend, hands on hips, pelvis forward, lift the heart. Nice, easy back bend, and then bring it up to neutral. Arms down to the sides. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, from here, airplane. We're going to do airplane with prayer hands, but if you need to use a hand to balance on the wall, a chair, or another piece of furniture, that's absolutely fine. All right, from Tadasana, inhale, arms come up, bring your palms together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down to your heart center. And from there, let's start on our left leg. We're going to balance on the left leg. So bring your right foot back. You're on your big right toes. Lift the foot off the mat initially. That's right. Get that right glute nice and tight. And now bring the torso down. The torso comes down as the right leg comes up. Only come down as far as you can maintain your balance. So if you can't come down that far, that's fine, but keep that leg connected with the torso. Some of you may be able to bring it down so that you look like a T in the state of Texas. But this posture is as much about that right leg as the grounded one. Try to stay long and hard here, nice and firm. Don't lock the left leg out though. Last breath. And on your next inhale, recover. Ooh, that was a bit shaky there. Okay. So far, so good. Ground out on the right leg. Take the left foot back. You're on your big left toes now. Lift the left foot off the mat and bring the torso down slowly. Just like before, you only come down as far as you can keep your balance. Nice work, folks. Hang in there. Find something that's not moving in front of you. Think about that left leg. Lift it. Right leg is nice and sturdy, but not locked out. Last breath in. And recover. Ooh, nice and easy. Release the hands to the side. Shake it out, please. So for each of these postures that we're doing, I really want you to think about what's happening in the legs, concentrate, breathe deep into the legs, and work where you need to here as far as moving the legs, lifting them, whatever we need to do here. So that last one is really working onto the glute as we lifted the leg up and kept it there as we came down. So as you practice this on your own, think about that. All right, next up, Padangusthasana. So this is a pose where we do a forward bend. Use our peace fingers for our big toes. If you're unable to grab your big toes, you grab your ankles, your shins, or clasp your hands behind your legs. We're trying to keep the legs long, but not so much as locked out. For those of you that are hyper flexible, don't do it. Try to keep your legs neutral. All right, here we go. Hands on hips. Inhale, lean back a little. Exhale, forward fold, and release your hands. Peace fingers to your big toes if you can. Remember your variations if not. All right, now my legs are bent just a bit here, and that's groovy. All right, inhale, look towards the top of the mat. Exhale and pull. 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 That's it. So I'm trying to lengthen the legs, using the biceps to pull my torso down. Think about your legs, folks. Lengthen the legs. If they're bent really well, try to take some of the bend out of the legs. Pull. Pull. I know your breath is restricted here. Pull the stomach in. Pull. One more pull. And release your grip. Bend the knees slightly and roll up slowly. Your hands can come to the top of the knees. And yeah, go on. Use your biceps to help push the torso up. Come all the way up to standing and give me another small back bend. Hands on hips, pelvis forward, lift the heart, and bring it to neutral. Whew, arms down to the sides. All right, so far so good. All right, we're going to try this one more time, except instead of grabbing the toes with the big peace fingers, we're going to take our hands underneath the feet, and this is called Padahastasana. It's also called gorilla pose, and I don't particularly like that name, but who am I? I don't make these things up. All right, here we go. Hands on hips. Inhale, lean back a little. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands. And this time, we're going to take the flat of my right hand underneath my right foot. I'm trying to get my hand underneath so that my toes come to the wrist of my right hand. Then the other hand. You may not come down as far with this posture for fearing a forward roll, so do what you can. All right, if you're situated, let's do this. Inhale, look towards the top of the mat. Exhale and pull. That's it. We're still trying to lengthen the legs. Use your biceps still to pull the torso down. You're going to feel this in your low back and hamstrings. Lengthen the legs. Pull. Keep your breath deep and pull. Check your legs. Lengthen and pull. One more pull. And from here, release one hand, then the other. Bend your knees, hands on top of the knees, and roll up slowly. It's a lot of work in the low back, with the target being the legs. Okay, hands on hips, small back bend, please. Nice. And bring it up to neutral. Okay, so far so good. Still with the legs. More balancing work here. It's a knee hug in. We've got 2 sets. We're going to hug the knee in, and then on the second set, we'll hug the knee in and then go into dancer's pose, a variation of dancer's pose. So once again, use that balancing point. Either a wall or a chair is necessary. Let's balance on the left leg and bring your right knee up. Clasp your hands on the outside of the knee and hug it in. So we're going to try to bring that leg up and into your torso, using that thigh to massage the lower right portion of your abdominal section here. Use those biceps to squeeze the knee in. You don't have to hug, lean forward. Try to keep the torso tall. And we're really working this from the hip. Awesome, folks. And recover. Nice and easy. Other side. Bring the left leg up, left knee, and squeeze in. Sometimes you have one side that you can really feel that you're squeezing in a little better than the other. Hey, and you can do this with one hand, with the other hand on a piece of furniture for your balance, okay? Balance is a bit of a bonus here, but if you can manage it, go for it. And recover. Ooh, okay. Next set, same thing, but then we'll go into dancer's pose without letting the the raised foot touch the mat. Lift your right knee, right leg, hug in. Only here for a couple of breaths, so hug it in where you can. Balancing nicely in that left leg. And from here, we're going to conform to dancers. So my right hand can grab that right foot or ankle, and it turns into a quad stretch. So from that hip flexor, now we're at a quad stretch. Keep the torso nice and tall, trying to get that right heel on the right hip. Left arm can come up towards the ceiling, that left bicep near the ear. That's it. Work on balance, folks. Keep bringing that heel towards the hip. Deep quad stretch. If you need more of a challenge, take your gaze up to the ceiling tiles right above you. If you're outside doing this, take a look at the sky. Try not to fall down when that bird passes over. And recover. Groovy. Other side. Ground down the right leg. Bring the left leg up. I'm interlacing my fingers and holding onto that left knee and squeezing the leg in to the lower abdominal side. Remember, we're not locking out the straight leg here, the right leg. Slight bend is fine. And for those of you that are hyper flexible, you know what I say. Don't go to that point, please. All right, folks, we're doing good. Here we go. Let's take it to dancers. I've released my left hand, taking it to my left ankle. I'm just bringing the foot back. So now we're at a quad stretch. Trying to bring that left heel towards the left hip and trying to bring the knees together. Mine are not quite together, but I'm trying there. All right, torso's tall. Right hand, right arm, if it's not on a piece of furniture, bring it straight up towards the ceiling. That's it. The heart lifts a bit. And yeah, you can take your gaze up to the ceiling. If you need more of a challenge here, lift up, reach up, and recover. Whew. Step it out. Nice. And I'm feeling it in the ankles at that point. All right, let's take it wide across your mat for a wide leg forward fold. So however you're facing, I do want you to pigeon toe. So with your feet wide, the toes are coming in, the heels are moving out. And feel free to take your feet a little wider than what you would normally do. And please be careful if you're on a bit of a slippery surface here. Splits can come inadvertently. All right, torso nice and tall, hands on hips. Inhale, small back bend. Exhale, forward fold, come down halfway. So your hands are coming in at the fold of your hips here. Core is in, and the important part are your legs. They're long, they're strong, you feel it. From the hips all the way down the back of the leg, calf into the ankle, Achilles heel. Make sure that your pigeon toes, so the toes are coming in, heels are coming out. We're only halfway down, folks. All right, you can release your hands if you like. Bring your hands down to the mat or to a block if you can't reach, just with the back being at halfway down, having a flat back. Really work on the legs. So I'm taking my feet just a few inches wider until I can feel it all along the sides and the back of the legs. And just bringing my chest forward and down just a little bit really tightens it up. That's what we're gunning for. Keep the breath nice and steady. Don't worry, we're not bringing the crown of the head down to the mat tonight. Just think about the legs. Feel the legs. Now, some of you might have to bring the heels in a bit to feel this. For me, I need to take the legs out a little bit. Take them a little wider, and then I feel the stretch. I really feel it here. All right, a few more breaths. Hang in there. Last breath in. And with your next inhale, bring your torso up, heel toe the feet together. Hands can transition to the knees and roll up slowly. Whew, and step it out once you get up to the top. Nice. Not easy, but nice. All right, next up, triangle pose. And we're going to do triangle and then revolved angle. So I like using a block. So if you have a block, great. It's not necessary if you don't have one. Let's start in Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to take the right leg back and step into warrior two. So from warrior two, chest and pelvis favor the right side of the mat. Hands are up, equal to or slightly higher than shoulders. Slight bend in that left leg. There we go. Triangle. Lengthen the front leg. So straighten it out, lean forward, and rotate the arms. Good. Now imagine the right shoulder blade against the wall. So if you need to, bring the torso up a bit and open up the chest. Your left hand may not be on the floor. You can rest on that left leg, but don't put too much pressure there. The key factor here is the front leg. Nice and long. You should feel this, really especially on the upper hamstrings of the left leg. And as you bring the torso down slowly, it should intensify it just a bit. Looks good. Here we go. Look down at the floor. Inhale, lift your torso. Keep the legs where they're at. Let's revolve this. Left hand, left hip. Bring the right hand to the front. Lean forward and bring the right hand down. Now this is where the block comes in handy. The right hand can come to a block. And that block can be on the right side of the left foot or the opposite side. Now, when you see this posture in the books, like Yoga Journal, the right hand's on the outside of the left foot. You may not be able to do that. It's no big deal. The key here is the twist of the torso. Twist to the left. That's it. And we still feel it a little differently now on the left leg. Give me one more breath. Nice. With the next inhale, woo, lift the torso, step up, shake it off. All right. Nice work. Let's do the other side. From Tadasana, we take our left leg back to warrior number two. Slight bend in the right leg, arms are up. Good. Hands are equal to or slightly higher than the shoulders. Awesome work. Here we go. Let's lengthen the front leg. Triangle. Lean forward and rotate. So that's the difference between triangle and extended side angle. In triangle, the front leg is long. It's not bent. Now, think about moving the torso to where you start to feel it in the upper hamstrings of that right leg. Make sure you bring the torso back if nothing else. So if you're not really feeling it at all, think about the left shoulder. Lift it up and make sure the shoulders are perpendicular to the mat. The shoulders are perpendicular to the floor. Because bringing that left shoulder back, I guarantee you'll feel it on the right hamstrings. All right, we're looking good. You got this one. Give me one more breath in. On your exhale, look down at the mat. On your inhale, lift the torso. Revolved angle. Right hand, right hip. Left hand reaches to the front. Lean forward and bring the left hand down. So I'm bringing my left hand down to a block and I'm twisting the torso, looking over to the right side. Looking at my bird preening herself. All right, now if you're not feeling it on that right leg, the front leg at this point, you can move that hand in, twist a little deeper, Just a little more. Remember, let your torso do this, not your head. And it's not a question of coming down any further, but you can bring your torso down a little bit and get the same effect of feeling the tightness on the right leg. All right, we're looking good. One more breath in. On your exhale, look down. And on your next inhale, step up and shake it off. Whew. All right, folks, we're coming down to Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So we have a nice sit on the mat, legs in front. If you know you cannot reach those feet, remember your strap, okay? You can always use your strap around the feet. We should be warmed up at this point, but if you're still a little tight, feel free to bend your legs, use a strap, whatever you need to. All right, everybody else, inhale, arms are up. Exhale, forward fold. These fingers on your big toes. All right, here we go. Pull. Pull. Keep your eyesight at your feet or what's in front of you. Don't look at your waistline. I'd rather you try to keep a flat back as we bring our torso down to lie down on your feet. Now, if you're already lying down and your forehead is on your shins, then reach beyond the feet. Try to grab your wrist on the other side of your feet. You can also do the same with a block. Just reach further, turn the block on that side, another angle to get a little deeper into the posture. Because once you're lying down all the way in your legs, now you start working the shoulders and upper back with your extension. All right, let's keep going. With your exhale, pull a little deeper, come a little lower. Hang in there, nice, steady pressure. Nice and easy. One more breath in. And release your toes and roll up slowly. One vertebra at a time. Nice. Hands next to the hips. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and lift the heart towards the ceiling. We get light in the seat here and recover. Cobbler's pose. So we're going to bend the legs. Actually, I'm going to sit down on the block for this one. But you can bend the legs, soles of the feet come together as the heels, as the legs come down, the knees come down. And you're bringing the heels in where you can. So bring the heels in as far as you can, and we're still trying to get the outer portion of the knees onto the mat. All right, options here. Nice tall torso. For those of you that would like to come forward, go ahead and do so for a few breaths. So I'll leave that up to you. For those of you that practice Ashtanga, yeah, we always come forward. I say we, I haven't practiced Ashtanga in a while, but you always bring your torso forward, and that's in the first series. But if that's not happening for you today, that's groovy. Just think about bringing the knees down, keep your torso tall, and grab your toes or shins or ankles, wherever you need to. And you can use your elbows, other parts of your arm to help press the knees down. Also of note, if you do this against the wall, it just frees up all that upper body energy from holding on. And you can hold on to your clever phone, read a book, whatever. So I really do recommend doing this on a wall with your back against the wall. You can stay there for 10 minutes with no problem. Okay, for those of you that are lowered down, you're kissing your feet, go ahead and roll up slowly, please. Nice, and let's engage in a nice, easy twist. So we're going to twist to the right. I'll use my right hand to prop my torso up as I look over my right shoulder. And we got a few twists today. Don't want to forget the lower back and core, so we're working that as well. Come back to center. Let's do the other side. Twisting to the left, torso is tall, look over the left shoulder. Nice work, and recover. Ooh. Okay, almost there, folks. It's reclining goddess. Reclining goddess. So all you ladies online will like this one. We haven't done it in a while. But essentially, I'm going to lie down on my side, and you can extend your arm and rest your head on your arms, or prop your head up on your hand. So I'm on my right arm is on the mat, left leg is on top. I'm going to bring the left leg up, using my peace fingers to grab the toes and extend the leg. Now you can if you can't reach your toes, grab your ankle, grab your shin, and you can also use a strap. A strap, a towel, a sock, decent sized sock. So anything will work here, and I'm a big advocate of using tools, so you know that already. So they call this reclining goddess. I remember seeing a charcoal etching of something similar, and that's how they described reclining goddess. I think it's a very vague memory. Just go with me, please, on it. So we're trying to lengthen this leg, work into the hamstrings. And remember, you don't need to lock the leg out. If the leg is slightly bent, we'll go forward, please. And essentially, we'll try to lengthen the leg out with time. The bottom leg, you can bend if you're having balance issues. If you really want to work on it, you can lift that bottom leg off the mat, have some fun with this whole process. And from here, recover. Switch sides. I'll just stay on this side facing the camera here. All right. Let's try it on the other side now. Switching sides. I'm losing a little bit of balance. I'm bending my bottom leg now a little bit. And I'll keep me on my side. And lengthening the leg out. I know, we do this one with our backs on the mat with a strap as well. This one might be a little more accessible to you. It might be. Hang in there and just extend the leg and breathe. And of course, you can relax your head on your arm or put it onto a block. The focus of this posture is the raised leg, nothing else. And of course, working into the hip, the low back, and the hamstrings. Give me one more breath in. And on your exhale, recover. Ooh. Let's recover into Sukhasana, a comfortable seated posture. And as you get there, you can shake the legs out. Go ahead and disengage your Ujjayi pranayama breath. I'm going to sit on a block here. And as you disengage your Ujjayi pranayama breath, let's give it 3 cleansing breaths. 3 cleansing breaths. So we'll inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Okay? So let's inhale for 1. Inhale. Inhale. And just breathe regularly at this point. A quick scan of the body from your head, shoulders, upper chest, lower back, hips, all the way to your toes. What's happening in the body? How do you feel right now? With one last deep breath, bring the arms up and overhead, palms come down. Exhale the breath as the hands come down. Past your third eye to your heart center. On your continuing journey, remember always to remain calm. remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you for a great session this afternoon. Thank you, and namaste.